I'll go through anything to get where I wanna be. Nothing you throw at me, it might take everything. So if you want it, you gotta be ready to bleed, 'cause I'll go through anything, and you're gonna have to go through me.
We specialize in food plots and basically catering to the hunter, and we do land management for people all around Wisconsin and eastern Minnesota. We'll walk a farm, we'll get as much information or all the information that we possibly can. We basically want to remodel them 100%. We'll decide where the bedding needs to go. Access always is first, so where the hunters can access, where we want the deer to bed, those are a lot of the puzzle pieces we put together to get these master plans, and we've done 40, 50 hours we've had in some of these plans. And then late night at the dinner table, scratching out stuff. Once we get it finalized, get it approved of what we want to do, then roll our sleeves up and get to work. So with the habitat plans that we do for the whitetails, we are also merging those together to get the hunters in the blinds and in stands undetected for their best hunt. We put up, I think, over 70 rednecks this year, with over 100 total. We do that just so hunters have the best opportunity, and hunters from any walk of life, whether you've been hunting for 30 years or this is your first hunt, we want to get the hunters to get the best success, have the best hunt and the best opportunity at their biggest whitetail. But we also want to house some of the biggest deer that Buffalo County has to offer as well. For bedding, we use a lot of the switchgrass, cedar trees, spruce trees, and so we get our bedding areas established, and then we put the food plots in based on obviously the access routes, the deer travel routes, where they're going to bed, where they're going to drink, where they're going to spend their time, and we can get in and after those deer effectively. Basically a 365, it's all year process. The hunting season starts in October here, but we've already put 6 months worth of work into these farms before the hunters even show up, and that's actually the fun part for all of us. The hunting aside is great and having people in camp, but the whole cycle of the season starts long before the hunters come into camp. So it was a funny conversation. I guess you could call it a sales pitch, but I absolutely fell for it. The owners basically said, we get to see how your business runs and we really like it, so we want you to see how our business runs. And that got me, so we purchased 2 hunts for the gun season in 2020. My wife and I both hunted. Normally where we hunt at home, it's one of those hunts where if you don't get a deer by 8 a.m., you might as well pack your stuff because it's not gonna happen. We were super excited to hunt Buffalo County just because of the parcel size, and it's also one of those magical places you've always heard about. We were just really excited to get an opportunity to do it. We started at 222, which was across the road from the lodge. 3 big ridge tops, plenty of opportunity for food plots on top and below. So it's one of those cool farms where you can really slip in different scenarios and have high probability of success for sure. So there's a big open field in the front. We get a couple blinds set up in strategic locations, so access first and then how to get the deer to come out from the top. We hunted at the bottom, which we call the wagon wheel or the spoke, which you're basically overlooking a soybean field. We were hunting a certain buck, his name was Kobe. He was a mainframe 8-pointer, about 150 inches. We got set up before sunup. I bet within the first 15 minutes, deer started to filter in before light. On our first morning, we got a phone call from 2 of the guides, and of course we're texting my wife at the same time. And she had killed her deer at, I think it was 7:45, 8 o'clock, something like that, right away in the morning.
Jeff came out, I was like, oh, I don't know if I got him, you know, I was super nervous. And as soon as we went over there to my left, and you could see the horn sticking out off the ground, and he didn't even go like 60 yards, so it was pretty amazing. Yeah, being the first morning and only about an hour and a half into my hunt, and I was the first one to harvest the deer on the first day, it was an absolute thrill. The whole opportunity and experience to come to Homegrown Outfitters was not just about the hunt and harvesting the deer. It was about being part of the Homegrown Outfitters family, the people, being able to put in these food plots and help others be able to have the opportunity to hunt here as well.
Day 2, we were heading into a big draw that we had a bunch of Cuddy Link pictures from this buck heading through the saddle. And so we were getting kind of a little bit more aggressive. So we hunted a double set. We hunted until about 11, had to put a change in our strategy again, so we headed to a different farm we call Wamini Mill. The Wamini farm is a really cool farm. It's tucked back off the road. There's a really gorgeous river that runs right in front of it, big steep bluffs, and then up on top of that is a really nice bench. Previous owner put a bunch of timber cuts and TSI work, and then it goes up to a really huge ridge top that we put another food plot up there, about 4 acres, and then it dumps back off down to the side, and this is agriculture, and we got a bunch of food plots and blinds put out there. In the afternoon, there was a big front coming in, so I knew that the deer would probably need some calories and not be on protein. So this is the one spot that had the standing corn. I mean, in Buffalo County, if there's any grains around during these cold fronts, they're going to be the magnet and the ticket. There was a 40-and-a-half-year-old 10-pointer that was spending a lot of time moving around the farm a lot. So I was kind of assuming that was the deer that was going to come filtering through this corn. So we kind of got ready, put all our focus on that.
Deer. Here's a buck, big buck, big buck.
A buck stepped out, pushing those in the field. He was in one of the radish plots that we put it on a side hill, We actually had to switch around in the blind, do a lot of movement.
Dropped him, dude. That was the Big 10. He's tight rack, but he's tall. Awesome. He was standing on this edge somewhere. I think he was in about 30, 40 yards, but he crossed straight up. So if we go up this little row and find some blood. Right there. Well, we'll get this thing loaded up and then we're gonna go back to camp. And they got ribs on the menu for tonight, but I did get a text saying that DeMar's got a buck down on the close to the home farm. So far, nobody knows that this one's down yet, so this will be kind of a fun surprise. And then we'll probably have some celebrating to do tonight, so man, this never gets old.
After I made the switch to hunt Wamandee, Sean DeMars was actually hunting the top of the 222. He had plenty of really good sits, lots of deer, up to 60 one night, several good bucks. And then one of the last one end of the field was Kobe, the big 8-pointer that I was after in the beginning. And he was successful in taking that deer, and it was a really cool deer too.
Right? Oh, what a fun. Let's go see Kobe.
That's awesome.
Wow. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Look at that.
And now spending time with the homegrown family and seeing the whole season go full circle from the springtime to the summer, the land management, the food plots, the whole scene, the whole scenario for everyone to come into camp. And success definitely isn't defined by killing a big deer, but we're super pumped to have the opportunity to come down here and actually have that happen and celebrate was just something really, really special.